They also encourage journalists to take the advantage of the Freedom of Information Act to do more of investigative journalism in the interest of the public they serve. And now to Ekiti State, where the state government says it will soon review the procedure that led to the recruitment of no fewer than 2,000 new workers into the civil service by the immediate past administration of Ayo Fayose. The State Commissioner for Information, Tourism and Value Orientation, Muiwa Olumilua, disclosed this in Ado-Ekiti while addressing a group of physically challenged people also affected by the exercise. Olumilua noted that none of the appointments involving various categories of people went through due process, especially as it involved biometrics. The new set of workers had continually protested their non-recognition as bona fide civil servants by the current government, as well as the non-payment of their salaries 7 months after their engagement. The government is claiming that the recruitment was hurriedly done even up until the night of Fayose's exit from office. Over now to Ondo State, where the National State Houses of Assembly Election Petitions Tribunal has held its inaugural sitting at the State High Court, Akure. In his address, the chairman, Justice Nuhu Adi, said the tribunal is committed to achieving transparent and attainment of justice through the efficient electoral dispute resolution. Justice Hadi seeks cooperation of all legal representatives of political parties in the petition in the course of proceedings at the tribunal.
Cooperate. We need to give the maximum support we can give to this panel for their success in this their National Assembly. So that's why, and on our part as lawyers, we are not here for, we know we are here for business. We shall avoid all manners of delay to see that, because it's time frame. They have within 180 days. Any petition that is not decided lapses, and that's the end of it.
He said hearings will hold every day, including public holidays, to enable the tribunal meet up with the 180 days deadline for hearing and determination of all petitions.
I'm challenging the election that just took place 23rd of February 2019. That I'm in Nigeria and there is a law. The law is going to take its course. So that is just my confidence.
Seven cases have been slated for hearing and determination at the tribunal. On account of the inability of power distribution companies, DISCOs, and generating companies, GENCOs, to provide stable power supply in Nigeria, some concerned Nigerians have called on the federal government to stand by its pledge to review the country's power sector privatization deal. They made the call while speaking with ITV News in Lagos in reaction to the demand of the Nigerian Labour Congress and organized private sector that GENCOs and DISCOs should be scrapped. Faith Agbetuya has the details.
Back to where we are, because what we get these days are fictitious bills. We don't get light for about 20-23 hours a day. Some days are even off, they'll tell you off. And at the end of the month, where you get light for about 10-15 hours, you see bills of close to 3,000 naira. What do you use it for?
They stressed that payments made on power consumption bills have been exorbitant, and installation of prepaid meters in some areas are not yielding desired results because power supply has worsened. In Nigeria, the history of electricity development can be traced back to the end of the 19th century, when the first generating power plant was installed in 1898. From then until 1950, when individual electricity control was undertaken by the federal government and the native authorities. The respondents reacted to whether the federal government should sustain its power privatization deals, which has been effective since September 2013, or yield to the demand of the OPS and Labour that the discos and gencos should be sacked.
Our supplies is not like before. So to me, the privatization is not of good to Nigerians.
What the government is supposed to do for us, we are giving it to the private sector. How are you so sure? If the government cannot manage it, why would a company will not just take over and do it perfectly? There is no sense in it at all.
While some concerned Nigerians have continued to see the power sector as not performing up to expectation in the hands of discos and jescos, others said that the operation of these private companies have been limited by the lack of functional frameworks. They also said that they expected the federal government to do all it could to ensure that the losses caused by epileptic supply was cut down to the barest minimum.
Yeah, we have problem with distribution in terms of the infrastructure, because certainly not all these poles and these wires can handle more power. They can only handle what they're currently handling now. So if we're talking about generation, we start with that, then we go on how to change the infrastructure that we're using for distribution. Then I think it will be easier on both the government and the masses, and even the companies, the middlemen involved, the middle companies involved, to be easier on them.
They know what to do. They know the right place to get the people they want. At least we have fresh engineers that are just coming out from the university. They are looking for jobs. They have the holders who can manage them, be on top of the issue, while they have the manpower that can do it. So the reason is we are not doing it right.
A question that is still on the minds of many Nigerians is how the proposed review of the power sector privatization deals by the federal government will change the face of power supply in Nigeria. Faith Agbetuya, IATV News, Lagos.
The stock market report. Stockbrokers acting on the instructions of investors traded in a total of 356.3 million ordinary shares valued at 2.3 billion naira. When the closing bell rang, Transcorp PLC led the activity chart with 92.6 ordinary shares valued at 122.3 million naira. Access Bank PLC came second on the activity chart with 60.4 million ordinary shares valued at 404.6 million naira. Seplat Nigeria PLC topped the gainers chart with 4 naira 90 kobo to close trading at 579.90. CCN PLC came second with a 1 naira 25 kobo gain to close at 15 naira 85 kobo. However, Total led the pack of losers with a drop of 2 naira to close trading at 162 naira. Dangote Flour Nigeria PLC dropped 1 naira 85 kobo to close dealings at 17 naira 10 kobo. Osha Index closed today's trading at 29,212 points, all in a total of 4,270 transactions, while market capitalization came to a close at 10.97 trillion naira. With that, we come to the end of the news from the Lagos studios of IATV. I am Adegboyega Labiron, thanking you for having stayed tuned and handing you over to our studios in Ibadan for the next segment of the news. Good evening.